Hi everyone, my name is Jessie Hennigan. I work at Concui Design Initiative as a Senior Planning Coordinator, and today my colleague Ross and I are going to walk you through how to set up a parklet that forms part of the SCAG Go Human fitted parts. So first we're going to walk you through some of the base elements that make up the parklet. It starts with this piece here called a pedestal, and the way it works, it twists up to create a base for the parklet. And the parklet is made up of what we call planes, which are these yellow and orange pieces that are made out of plastic. They're 2 foot by 6 foot, and they make up the base of the plane. And those are supported by the pedestals that I just showed you. And the last base element that we'll show you are these cap and screws that work to secure the railing to the parklet base of the planes and the pedestals. So you can see over here, the cap and screw are used to secure the railing to the parklet, and we'll go into more detail to show how that works later on. So now that we've introduced the different parts that make up the parklet, we're going to start by putting down all of the pedestals first. And the goal of the pedestals, again, is to make sure that the plane, that is the base of the parklet, is going to sit flush with the curb. So it'll sit flush with the curb to the sidewalk. And you can start by putting down higher up planes, closer to the curb, and usually further away from the curb. The pedestals don't need to be extended as much due to the curvature of the street.
So right now we've laid out 5. You can see these first 5. We just sort of like roughly place them, and then you'll have the flexibility once the plane is put on top of them. You'll be able to both adjust them so that the top of the plane is flush with the curb, but then you can also just sort of reconfigure the pedestals to where the plane is located. And another important thing is you can see that each of these sides has I think it's called a lap joint, or a dovetail. So each of them has these grooves that register into each other. So as you go along, you want to make sure that you're, for ease of install, that the groove is sort of willing to accept the next one. As well as along the curb, you want it to be solid. So you want to have the pedestal, each of them, even on the outside, it's fine. You can have the pedestal sort of being half underneath the one that's set down and one that's going to be placed next. So have it be slightly offset, so the next one that is accepted into the case as well. As you lay the planes down, you can just sort of adjust the pedestals as needed to sort of balance it, to balance the level of the planes, but as well as you can see like this one sort of like popping up. You can just release this one over here, and it'll pop down. And then as you go to in the middle ones, you can grab the pedestals underneath and slightly twist them up so that they're hitting the bottom. And that way the middle will be supported as well.
So again, the pedestals work by just twisting to make it more elevated, and then you twist back down to bring it more smooth. now that we've placed all 11 planes down on top of pedestals, the next step is to put down the railings. So the railings work, and you'll see Ross begin to do it by placing on the width first, and then they also go the length of the parklet as well. And they're fastened to the plane through the use of the cap and screw system.
Attaching the railings on, I'm just going to give a quick tutorial of how to do it. So along the back, you have to screw in these blue brackets into the planes. And so you've already put down all the pedestals, and sometimes that'll interfere with the location of the cap. So you might just have to like lift up on the planes a little bit, locate these a little farther up, and just so there's enough weight, like clearance, so that the cap can sort of be centered on this hole. And maybe if you like look, you can see how it would be there. And then once it's sort of aligned, you can just hold the cap in place and screw down. You don't have to like over tighten it that much. You just want the brackets to be secure. Directly underneath. Screw the screw into the cap to fasten So on this outside one, you want to have it closest to the street, so furthest away from this railing. And these railings, maybe Jesse explained it too, but they each span 3. So knowing that this one, the end ones will have the, what do you call it? I guess perpendicular to the curve, and the outside ones have the parallel to the curve. So start on the second, as she's doing now.
So now that you've set up the pedestals, the planes, and the railings, the next thing is to put on all the accessories on top of the parklet. So that includes a table, which you set up first, and then stools, and then finally the umbrellas that go and register inside of the tabletops. So Ross and I will start by setting up 2 tables.
So there's 8 loose legs, these things, these posts, these blue posts. They're about 30 inches. You can roughly place them where you want the tables to be. And then you can set the tabletop on. There's no wrong direction here. Both of the sides of the plywood top are the same, so just place it roughly on. Loosely screw in the screws. You can change the location of the legs as needed. We'll do the second table down. for the stools, there's no assembly. All this complete, so you can just place. There's 8 per kit, so you can put 4 per table.
And so the final parklet you can see has 2 tables, should have 4 sets of stools. The railings attached down onto the parklet via cap and screw system that you can see here. And then lastly, not shown here, would be the umbrella stand as well as the open umbrella.